there is a girl that's currently on TikTok right now that is kind of going viral for her story because her mother has put her and her siblings through abuse. Gypsy Rose Blanchard has reached out to her. She has made a video now thanking Gypsy Rose for reaching out to her and for caring. Now, I wasn't going to make a video about this just because the simple fact I don't know how old the girl is, and like I said in my other videos, you don't need an ID to make a TikTok. You could be 12 and, so I'm not going to put any children's face on my TikTok account. The only reason I decided to make this video is because I was going through the comment section, and every single comment that I read, about almost 80 to 90% of those comments were all agreeing with what Gypsy went through, and that they were saying it was okay that what she did, and they've been there before too, and they've almost did this and did that, and like, I'm going to show you some of these comments. I'm not going to show no faces. I'm not even going to, the girl really hasn't even said her story. What she did do was write a really good poem basically about what she has been through, but it's not really a story time. So I don't know the details. I just know that she's been through something and it's involving her mother. So that's all I know. So let me show you something, and then I'm going to go through some comments. After her first initial video with the poem, that one shows her face, so I can't show that one. But she posted this today, and it's her face at first, and then it goes to this, and it says, Gypsy, I understand why you did it. Okay, and then this is the video that I'm talking about in the comment section. Now, let me show you the comments. This one says, forever a Gypsy defender, because people who don't have emotionally abusive mothers will never understand wishing she just loved me. One person writes, I get it, but I'd never do it. Another commenter responded, said, but you didn't experience it to the point Gypsy did. Somebody says, how the internet treats her makes me so sad. They were excited for her to get out of jail so she can do all these things she hasn't before and be famous. And now they are bored and they say she should live a quiet life. Are you kidding? Are you kidding me? Just treating her like a toy. No, Gypsy said she wanted to live a quiet life, hun. Anyways, somebody responded and said, it's because of Nina. She made a bunch of videos about her and made things to be different stories and caused a lot of drama. A girl writes, truly believe those who HATE on Gypsy have never experienced childhood trauma and abuse, and that's why they just don't get it. Another person writes, nah, for real, everyone who don't understand shouldn't judge. One girl writes, Gypsy was just a girl who also had dreams and hopes, but eventually she accepted the fact that she was sick and moved on. When she found out that everything was fake, she started to believe again. But to do that, she had to do what she did. No one should delete, but we also have to understand that we should have empathy. We have to understand that we are different, and some people have different minds or reactions. Until we are in her shoes, we are not allowed to judge. Another girl writes, in a way, I'm proud of her for getting away, because no one would have saved her, and Gypsy would have unalived without a single person caring for her. Now, this one really got me. They said, did these people not see the house? She was bound to a wheelchair for years, never needed it at all. Medicine she never ever needed. Chemotherapy, losing her hair, all of it. I understand why she did it. I'd do it too. None of that is true. Somebody says, I understand why she did it also. I'll forever defend her because nobody understands how hard it is to deal with an abusive, manipulating mother. I pray we find the peace we deserve. Another person writes, my mother was so horrible with the abuse. I will always support Gypsy because I know how it feels, and to feel that's your only way out. Now that I've showed you a few, because mind you, there was tons just like that. These kids, and I say that only because I literally double checked and looked at each and every profile that I just showed you, and every single one of them looked to be at least, have to be under 20 or younger. But like I said, they clearly have not done any research, and they are going off of a TV show. That is why when I made that video about a week or so ago about a kid commented on YouTube about Gypsy saying, like, I would do the same thing. I wish I had the courage to do what she did. Y'all, our kids are looking up to this woman. And for people arguing with me in my video that I posted about a week ago, saying, who's looking up to her? Who's saying they would do what she did? Well, there's some examples right there. So, with that being said, for everybody that's watching, including all y'all children or 18, 19, 20-year-olds, whatever, please stop going off of a Netflix TV show, movie, whatever. That show had nothing to do with Gypsy. It was a dramatized TV movie series, whatever it was. I'm not talking about the life after lockup thing. I'm talking about the movie before she got out. Also, the documentary that was basically produced by Christy Blanchard, her stepmother. It's a one-sided story, guys. The other person is no longer here because Gypsy got rid of her. Now, if Dee Dee were still here, I guarantee you that Gypsy and Dee Dee would both have went to prison for the same exact thing, because the only thing Dee Dee was guilty of was conning and lying to the public for monetary gain, and so was Gypsy. She was never physically or medically abused. Why do you think no lawyers have took her case for malpractice, medical malpractice? Because if they would look in her file, mind you, it was never brought in front of a court because she got a plea deal. That's how it works. We didn't get to see all the evidence because, I mean, even though we've had a few slip-ups since she's been out, we've seen a lot. But during that time, we didn't see much because she got a plea. With that being said, Gypsy has had 4 surgeries. 4, not hundreds. And do you know why? They were needed. She was a sick child with a microdeletion that she was born with. Okay? Another thing, a misconception. She never had chemotherapy. That was also a misconception. Her teeth, her mother never got her teeth removed. Do you know that Gypsy signed her own medical release papers for the anesthesiast and the dentist to pull her teeth? Also, another misconception. Did you know that Dee Dee, her mother, did not have a court order over Gypsy in any way, shape, or form to make her come back and live with her? The only thing she had was in case of an emergency or in case of an event where Gypsy could not make a medical decision. That's it. Medical decision that Dee Dee could. That was it. Gypsy could have been left. She could have ran away. But I know how if you've been through abuse, you know how hard it is to leave your abuser and this, that, and the other. But I assure you, Gypsy was not abused in the way that you guys are thinking. If you do your research, you will clearly see that. And if y'all think y'all are the only ones that have been through abuse and trauma, I assure you, myself included, has been through a lifetime more than you guys have. And I'm not comparing anybody's abuse and saying anybody's is worse than anybody's, because abuse is abuse, trauma is trauma. You know? But y'all are sitting there writing in them comments like, all of us over here just has never been through anything in life. And I promise you, I have. I've been through some stuff. And I guarantee you, about 99% of the other people on this platform have too. Anyways, I just wanted to show y'all that because that's scary. How many kids are looking up to this woman. I have no words. I had to stop reading them because it was so bad. I wanted to comment on every one of them and be like, no, this is wrong. But they don't listen. So parents, hopefully you're not being abusive, but teach your kids not to look up to Gypsy. There's so many other wonderful abuse survivors out there that have done so many great things that they can look up to. I don't know. Anyway, what are y'all's thoughts? Because, scary. Scary times. Thanks to Gypsy Rose.